Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And today, we've got, I don't know, a couple things to talk about. Got some things to discuss, some chatter to go over that's happening out there. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about the Windows sounds. Turn those off. We've got, hoes mad, right? Always. They can't stop being mad about things and stuff. So we're going to talk about some of those things and stuff today. We've got some Vic stuff to talk about. Not a ton. There's not a new document or anything. We're going to talk about... Sorry, this tea's being weird. We're going to talk about some of these Twitter law. They're not all lawyers. Things taking some words and failing to understand pretty basic stuff, which is weird. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about Sandman a little bit. Nicholas Sandman coming out of nowhere with a settlement from CNN, which is just warms all of the cockles. Doesn't it? It's about discovery. Oh, I forgot to put the stream link on Twitter. I better do that real quick. You're right. I was gone most of the day. Let me do that. Stream link. It's already started. Why are you later than me? Sweet. How annoying. Okay. Anyway, back to it. So we've got this Sandman thing to talk about. I don't know if there's a... I'm going to see if there's a document to cover on that one. It's probably pretty short, and it is short on details. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let's see. Whoa, no, not what I wanted. All right, let's see if we can find it now. Aha! Here's the CNN one. See if we have a document. There's an order here. This. Extending times for... well, yeah, I think we'll talk about this. This is pretty basic right here. We're going to have to watch these other Sandman cases as we go. Here, I'll just pull this over for you guys. Just a moment. This was filed on January 2nd. And let's just pop. This will be pretty quick. What is... Oh man, hold on. Of course I have ruined everything as far as we go here. No. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, now we've got it. Aha! All right. Blow this up a little bit more. So here's a Sandman thing. We're not going to dwell on this part of it too long. This was filed on January 2nd, 2020. And if you want to know why a case with CNN that's got national media attention and involves It involves the left versus the right going into an election year. Why they settled this case 5 days after this document dropped. Well, here's the order. The court, having considered the parties' joint motion to extend time to submit discovery plans, and the same being well taken, the extension of time until Friday, January 3rd, 2020 is hereby granted. So they extended the discovery plan time to January 3rd. Just a moment here. Let's see if we can see what happened on... here's the report of the planning meeting. Let's take a look at this. This is the planning meeting report. All right. This is the answer. Hey, what's up, Unreal Gaming? How you doing, buddy? This is the answer. It's right here. Counsel for each of the parties participated in a telephonic Rule 26F conference on Monday, December 23rd. Parties agree that the initial disclosures shall be exchanged by plaintiff, CNN, NBC, and the Post on the same day, January 31st, 2020. There it is. We've just answered your question. Meredith, yes, the Mars Girl parody will be addressed. I am going to... the only reason I'm not leading with it is because since I started, there's been an additional 1,000 viewers, and I want to maximize my own shame and crow eating. And that is coming in about as soon as we're done with this document, okay? Because this document, which we're not going to... I don't think we'll go through all of it, but we're going to just take a brief glimpse at why CNN would want to settle. Because this, I mean, seemingly came out of the blue, but it really doesn't. It really doesn't here. Initial disclosures on January 31st. Subjects on which discovery may be needed. Plaintiff's position. Truth or falsity of the statements at issue. Defendant's negligence in publishing the statements at issue. Defendant's state of mind, including whether the defendants acted with actual malice under New York Times versus Sullivan. Whether defendants acted with malice, oppression, or fraud with gross negligence. Sources for the defendant's reporting. Defendant's reporting process and procedures, and damages. Above list may not be exhaustive and is subject to change. Defendant's position in conformity with the court's orders. Discovery initially should be limited to whether the sole remaining statements in the case are either substantially true matters of opinion or not defamatory per se. Defendant's purpose, therefore, that the parties proceed initially with phase 1. Discovery limited to facts pertaining to the standoff between plaintiff and Mr. Phillips. Plaintiff's case against each defendant would then be ripe for an early motion for summary judgment on whether the blocking statements are matters of opinion, substantially true or not defamatory. That motion is denied in any of the 3 cases. Blah, 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 blah. Phase discovery. They've got a long explanation about why they want phase discovery, which the answer is simple why they want phase discovery. They want to try and knock this out before all of their stuff gets put online and they look like the monsters that they are. All right? Nothing else. There's no other explanation needed for CNN folding or for them wanting phase discovery. It's the same thing. If the plaintiffs get their way, all of the emails, all of the internal communications, all of the notes and everything from the time that the incident happened until probably now, with a set of keywords, gets put, or until at least the time the suit was filed, with a giant set of keywords like MAGA, like Washington Mall, like Washington, D.C., you know, all of these things that have direct relation to the Sandman incident, but potentially implicate other things as well because of the keywords, would be brought in to discovery. And if you think that they're not prepared to glass CNN and just put all of that out on the internet. Remember what happened to Sony a couple years ago when they got hit with discovery and a giant document dump happened, right? They want this shut down. And it'll be interesting to see if the other organizations follow suit, because right now, CNN knew what was coming. They knew what was coming. Or Sony might have been hacked. Either way, it doesn't matter, because all of those emails have the potential to end up online. All of them. And going into an election year, we would see just how unbiased CNN is, right? How good their reporting coverage is. How many Trump supporters are on CNN staff? That's what they're really scared of, right? Just how many Trump supporters. Like, man, it's going to look like we're pro-Trump with all of our Trump supporter emails going out there. That's what they're terrified of. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, initial disclosures, plaintiffs met deadline to amend, end of fact discovery on July 31st, opening experts, blah, blah, blah. Depositions happen in November 2nd. That would have been fun. But it's expert depositions. Other depositions, I suppose, could happen during the discovery phase. Summary judgment motions. Okay, here's all that. And then here's their... So this is the plaintiff's position. Here's the defendant's position. Here's all these phases. They want to make it more and more expensive as possible. Adding phases, adding all this stuff, delaying the discovery that they have to produce because they're terrified of it. They're terrified of it. So that's that. We'll talk, a little bit more about it. I think it's great. We don't know how much the settlement was for. We don't know what. I personally think it's probably would be shockingly lower than people think. I think it would be probably lower than people expect, because I believe the big deal is if you get one of them to fold, you can get the other ones to fold. And who knows what they got in exchange for a lower dollar amount. It's quite possible that they got some sort of information, a limited discovery or a promise of a limited discovery that would potentially they would be able to use against the other defendants. No idea. But we won't know. Likely we'll never know exactly what was exchanged. But we can infer that CNN was absolutely terrified of what was happening. I need to find a tweet. Gosh, I don't know how to... I don't know how to find this tweet. It was a Jay-Sean tweet. Let's see. Who do we have here? One second. I want to point out one thing here. One of the attorneys on this case is this guy, Lynn Wood. Lynn Wood is a heavy-hitting defamation attorney, and there's some tweets I want to just remember the name Lynn Wood as we go through this. Let me load up that Arms Girl. Let me load up that Arms Girl tweet. My shame. Here we go. Listen, we own our mistakes. Let me just get it. All right. So we'll go through the whole thing. Because this is kind of this is an interesting discussion. Oh my gosh, this pisses people off. Oh my God. All right. Anyway, let's so trying to find the best place to start real quick. I know it's super engaging conversation here. We'll start with this one. Go. So I made a tweet. I guess this is a good place. This will kind of cover the events. All right. Now, gotta always run with your mistakes and apologize profusely and acknowledge your failures. And that's what I'm here to do. At Zuma99 says, should have said this in the last stream, but take a shot every time the GoFundMe is mentioned. No, I die. It's probably a good idea. Didn't do that last stream. Might not have remembered any of it. Yeah, that would have been terrible for anybody participating in that game. Don't do that. All right, and then insert clever name here says, I'm from the Natty, and I'm happy that Sandman has some justice. Me too. But his justice isn't done yet. Okay, here we go. So here is, so I'm engaged in a discussion with some people, and I, you know what I mean. I was talking about that when you win a lawsuit, right? You get a piece of paper that says you won a lawsuit and says that you're owed a certain amount of money. You don't get money. You don't get it. There are collection efforts that you have to go through. And in Texas, it's pretty difficult to do them. Because a lot of stuff in Texas is exempt. Houses are exempt. One vehicle, property, $50,000 for a single person, up to $100,000 for a married person, something like that. It might be 30 to 60. I think it's 50 to 100. It doesn't really matter. And then a lot of other stuff is also exempt. Furnishings in your house are exempt. Equipment that you use for a trade or stuff is exempt. For example, Vic does voice acting and music production. So computers, microphones, musical equipment, recording equipment, all of that stuff is going to be exempt as well. So when you get through your clothing is exempt. When you get through all of the exemptions, most people don't have a ton of stuff that's worth over this dollar amount after the exemptions. Okay, so it's really hard to go after stuff like that. Plus, you're looking at like taking something and auctioning it off and getting a fraction. Like it's a huge, colossal time waste. All right. So you have to try and enforce a judgment, and Texas is a state that favors debtors. It really does. It protects them heavily from being collected upon. So if you can't lose your house, you can't lose your car, you can't lose most of your stuff, you can go after cash if they have cash. It's hard to garnish wages of a self-employed person, for example. It's just difficult, all right? So one thing I mentioned was that they've still got to get the money if they win. This is all predicated on if they win, they then have to collect. Lots of lawsuits end this way, where, well, here you go. Here's your judgment. Now you got to get it. And I suggested that if a bunch of frumpy harlots, I think I said, if they had ruined my life, I can tell you I wouldn't be reaching for the pen, right? they would have to collect. Just like most other creditors have to collect. Like if they think that your average person whose life that you ruin and then gets ordered to pay you money, like if that person, you think they're going to just write you a check because a court says that they owe you money. I mean, you can continue thinking that way all you want. Now this this was taken as, I would suggest to Vic, that he openly defy a court order. Well, luckily, Vic is not my client, so I'm not openly or closedly suggesting anything to Vic. Vic will end up doing what Vic will do. I said what I would do. You would have to do collection efforts. That's how it goes. Again, good luck. It would take effort on the part of the defendants to get any money out of me. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't willingly do it. And that's just how it goes, right? This is how judgment collection occurs. Lots of people can't afford the judgment. And actually, I think pretty much no one can, for the most part. Now, collecting against businesses is different, but individuals, this is what you're up with. So, oh, here we go. You can see this is, of course, Catherine Tewson was mad that I didn't respond to her in an appropriate time. Well, I have her muted because she's an idiot. And I get tired of calling her a fat idiot because, well, you can only do it so often. But she was really, really upset that I didn't answer her questions about Mike's tirade about Rule 13 and Lemoyne being forced to put Vic on the stand. Well, unfortunately, and this is getting deep into this, but Lemoyne didn't ask for sanctions under Rule 13. He didn't. He didn't make a motion for a Rule 13 sanction hearing. He made a motion for sanctions under 27.009, the TCPA, and it is not the same thing. So Mike Dunford was actually incorrect about you having to put Vic on the stand. And he cited the wrong rule. Not because that rule can't be used, but because that rule wasn't used by Lemoyne. The reason Lemoyne probably didn't do that is there's some thought out there that a Rule 13 sanctions motions for bad faith filing could be counter TCPA'd. So the TCPA has its own sanctions built into it. So rather than filing a Rule 13 one that would be subject to the TCPA, you go with the mandatory sanctions under your own TCPA motion. I don't know why Mike didn't understand that or look at that. He accused me of not doing research, but I guess he didn't do his. I don't know. But either way, Lemoyne went with the mandatory sanctions. Now, if they're mad that Lemoyne didn't file Rule 13 motion, they should talk to him about that. Maybe. But either way, I was explaining this, and I also, just wanted to point out that collecting judgment is hard. These people don't seem to not understand that collecting a judgment is hard. I don't know why they don't understand it. I don't know. It's not hard to look up. It's not hard to talk to anybody who's had a judgment about it. A bunch of lawyers should probably tell people. The Texas lawyers should probably let them know that collecting a judgment in Texas is difficult. Which brings us to this SJW Lion Cat. This guy is really stupid. Also, I don't know how else to say it. All right. And this is all the backstory. So again, have fun with your piece of paper. Wages are exempt. Well, yeah. Unique among states when it comes to wage garnishment laws. In contrast to most other states and federal law, Texas imposes significant limitations on creditors seeking to garnish a debtor's wages to satisfy unpaid debt. Generally speaking, the only debts for which a debtor's wages can be garnished: unpaid student loans, taxes, child support, and alimony. So yeah, it's hard to garnish it. Now, you can go after an existing bank account, and in some cases you can go after investment accounts and stuff like that. It all depends on how stuff is structured. I don't know how Vic's finances are structured. No idea. All I can say is that if it were me, it would be hard to go after my stuff because, one, I would fight you on it, and two, I'm not going to write you a check. That's it. But anyway, so then SJW Lion Cat also said there's one way Vic could avoid paying his debts, one that Greg Doucette called back at the beginning of this: bankruptcy. Okay? Bankruptcy. Now, this is rude. It's rude to put bankruptcy and Doucette in the same tweet. That is just not a nice thing to do to anybody. Don't do it. Don't do it. You might get cited for targeted harassment if you put bankruptcy in a tweet with T. Greg. All right? That's just mean. So, I, of course, take the opportunity to take a pot shot at Greg, something he's intimately familiar with, being in Chapter 13 bankruptcy himself, although he's in Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which doesn't necessarily discharge debt. It gives you a payment plan. But that aside, bankruptcy can discharge a judgment. It can. You can discharge a judgment through bankruptcy. Whether or not that's the right plan for Vic would be a question for someone who's intimately familiar with his finances. Something that neither Doucette nor I nor SJW Lion Cat would have knowledge of. We're not people who'd be able to talk about that with Vic. So, I don't know. I said, alas, you are incorrect. Which is true. That's not the only way that Vic could avoid paying the debts. If his finances were structured in specific ways, they'd be very, very hard to get. They'd be very, very hard to acquire under Texas law. He's self-employed. He has a homestead. I don't know of any second or third properties he would own. I assume he has a vehicle. And then the rest of it is, most people's stuff is exempt. So there's one other way. It's just having properly structured assets and then simply not paying and having them collect against them. Okay. And by having properly structured assets, I don't know how much cash anybody has in this situation, but if you don't have sufficient cash to pay for it and your assets are structured in, other entities, for example, they can be really hard to reach, and they can have a practical purpose for doing so. So, are you going to get it? I don't know. Ask Greg how he avoids paying for things. Anyway, on to the issue. This account, Kaylin Saucedo, Mars Girl, intersectional feminist and competitive eater, the first to lay waste to Vic, help crowdfund me a plane ticket to my next regional hot dog eating contest. See, I didn't even look at that, and I should have. I made a rookie mistake. I was like, oh, that is the Mars Girl account. It says, wrong, but that's on brand for you. Rude. I filled for bankruptcy, so immediately I'm convinced. Immediately, I am fully convinced. I am sold hook, line, and sinker, and the whales will know exactly what I mean. This is the time the whale has harpooned me, because I am sold 100% on this post at this point already. After a lofty purchase of production equipment plus a new gaming chair, and apparently could not write it off as a business expense. I am still sold on this. I believe this 100%. I still do. That's the thing. I still can't believe this is a parody. I, to this day, have yet to pay off my debt. I cannot press X for doubt on this one. I press A to affirm. I press A to affirm. This is the truest story I've read on the internet today. Greg is right again. How embarrassing. I mean, I know it in my soul that this is a parody account. I know it intimately that this is a parody account. And I still look at that and go, I think that's true though. So I make two posts in my unwisdom. God, you couldn't be more stupid in this tweet. How pathetic. Because I thought it was real. I 100% believed it, and then rightfully admitting I got wrecked because I got absolutely annihilated by this parody account, expertly executed. And to go on with my shame, I even retweeted it. So my shame is not limited to the thread. Here it is, right here, right here. Here's my tweet, where I exposed to the world my failure. Despite your incredible reach, you're incorrect about what I was saying was wrong. Thanks for the insanely embarrassing story, though. It only adds to the lore of your repeated failures. I bought it 100%. I can't. I think I need some punishment. There's the punishment. Here it is. Foo you, parody account. Foo you. You're so hurt. I'm so hurt. This is raw, unbridled foo you. God. Why? Why have you forsaken me? Ah! Japan! You brought us so many good things. Like hentai. It's art. But you also brought us Fuyu. Is this revenge? This is revenge for 1945. Oh my god. Okay. So. Look at this. I'm dragging other people with me. Luminaire. Didn't she just do that this past year with all that GoFundMe money she got for her legal expenses? See? It's the most believable story. This is... I still believe it. I still believe it. I think Mars Girl's running her own parody account. Chad move, by the way. So here we go. Fooled by an expert parody account. Damn it. And then eating a little more crow. I thought it was real. I thought it was real. So there you go, guys. That is my failure. That's my failure. Oh god, that is bad whiskey. I gotta put it down. Ugh. So I hope you'll all forgive me. But if you if I need I don't know what punishment is sufficient. I can't think of one. I can't think of a sufficient punishment for that. I should have known. I should have checked. There's like 27 parodies of me out there, so I should have been on guard, and I wasn't. I wasn't. It's like Homelessburg, right? It's the best parody account. It's the best parody account because the stories are so true. They're so believable because the people are so bad at being themselves. So anyway, what else do we have here? Let's see. Where is it? Trying to find the... Oh, God. Let's see here. Nope. Oh. Whew. We'll take a brief look. I don't like to advertise things, but I'm gonna advertise something here for just a second because I feel like I owe it to you guys. I feel like I owe it to you guys to advertise this. This GoFundMe. I don't do this often. I don't endorse GoFundMes that I don't know. The people involved, but I think I know the people involved in this GoFundMe well enough to bring it up on the stream and to talk about it. This is already a successful GoFundMe. They don't need your support, but it's important to talk about. Okay, it's important to talk about this GoFundMe, and I just need you guys. I need you to see it because, God, the cause. Here we go. This is the GoFundMe organized by T. Greg Doucette and Jay Woolman. Two rock star, high-powered, prolific, prominent attorneys. Experts at everything that they do. Experts at everything that they do. This GoFundMe has been on the books since December 17, 2019. They have raised a colossal $2,305 by appealing to extremely successful lawyers, really dedicated activists. I mean, they have, with their social media presence and on-point messaging, have managed to raise $2,300. It's been just 20 days, which puts them at a solid average of $10 a day. Many people would be absolutely blessed to have $10 a day of success. Or wait, $100? $100 a day. 20? Yeah, $100 a day. Lawyers don't do math, I'm telling you. $100 a day, which is really, really fantastic. I wanted to point that out, that this is, this is where, like, they have had they're swimming in success here. And it's because they are just surrounded. They've surrounded themselves with extremely wealthy lawyers and professionals, and they don't take donations from incels, basement dwellers, chuds, right? They don't do any of that. All of their donations come from extremely successful people, which is why they've had so much success. And man, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them doing it. Oh God, I wish them the best. I really do. Jay Woolman and T. Greg Doucette. Look, if you guys want a GoFundMe done, you got to ask these experts. These experts. I I've done one GoFundMe in my life. T. Greg's done like 45. He's raised money for everything from CPAPs to his own law practice. Now, let me cut through. Let me stop the BS for a second. These motherfuckers have both called me a criminal. Okay? For doing what they're doing. They have called me a criminal. They look at this. They learned how to do this from me. It's going directly to Randazza Legal Group. That's what happens with GoFundMe. GoFundMe does that when you send the money to Randazza. Just like they changed it with Beard Harris, or with Vic's case, to make it on behalf of Beard Harris, because the money was actually going to Beard Harris's IOLTA account. These fuckers know. They're lying to you. They're lying to the fucking planet, and I'm so goddamn tired of it. They act like they don't know how this works. They fucking know. They do it. They're doing it. They know how this works. And so does Jay Sean Lemoyne, because he has their shriveled up testicles in his fucking mouth. They like the raspy breathing rattle. They know how this works, and they're lying to the court, they're lying to you, they're lying to everybody because they're dishonest pieces of shit. Jay Woman, eat a fucking hand grenade in Minecraft. You're a dishonest pile of garbage, and you know it. Same with you, T. Greg, and you know it. Lemoyne, same with you, and you know it. Get fucked. They know it, and they're lying. I cannot. I have never lied to you. I have never lied to this audience. Not once. Things didn't go the way I hoped they would. We'll see how they go on appeals. I never once promised victory. I never once promised anything other than I hope Vic gets the best shot possible. I've been upfront and forthright about the GoFundMe. I don't know what their funds are. As you can see, you want to know, like, how do I do this? How do I do this? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. How do I explain this? Do you know how hard it is to go through someone who tweets 40,000 times a day? Oh my God. Here. Let's do this way. Thought it used to say it in the main text. Okay, so let's go back. So I never have stated the court could order money from the GoFundMe. So yeah. So this guy's an idiot. So I went and showed this guy why you can't take Vic's house. Didn't believe me. Isn't there the GoFundMe, you know, the one tie totally didn't drain? So I asked, what moron convinced you the GoFundMe money would somehow be ordered to the defendants? The judge can't do it. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Just a second. Where is... what? That's not what I wanted. Here we go. We saw the folder labeled horse porn. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, here we go. Let's see. I'll find it. Just a second. Here we go. Here it is. Look, Chup is trying to tell them. Starts right here, okay? Chup is trying to tell them. The court. And I don't know how GoFundMe works necessarily. I've never done one. Does somebody have control over the account? I don't know. You lying sack of shit. You're a liar. You're a liar. God, I hate how much you lie, Lemoyne. You lied to the court right here. I was trying to get to that. Because that is the question you should ask him. Does he have control over that money? Just like a regular bank account. I mean, he doesn't have control over my bank account, so he can't write a check out of it. Does he have control over this bank account? The GoFundMe account? Chup, here. Let's go to the next part with the court. Do you have any control over the GoFundMe thing? GoFundMe account? Not a thing. Can you direct money out of it? No, sir. Okay, so if he can't direct any money out of this, I mean, you might as well ask how much money they have in their account too. He can't do theirs. He's probably pointing at the defendant, right? Unless you have proof that he does. Do you have any proof? No. Okay, then move on. Next. Let's get back to it. I've never stated the court could order money from the GoFundMe to the defendants. The court specifically can't do that the way it's set up. Almost like I did it this way for a reason. For a reason. All right? Shocker, I know. Didn't the GoFundMe used to say that the excess would go to charity? It still says it. Goodness, why are you so incapable? It even says which charity. So she couldn't look around the giant sandwich she was shoving into her gullet to find for 2 seconds to find out if it said it. It does, by the way. It's a Dallas County Salvation Army women's shelter. That being said, I thought it used to say in the main text. I misremembered. It happens. Who chose the charity? Why do you guys, can you see yet? Oh, speaking of GoFundMe, let's bring that up. Sorry for all the transitions. Bring this up. We are at $269,233. We have Mike Oxlong, anonymous, Ryan Quinn, Randy Martinez, Anonymous, and this was during the last stream, I believe. So, yep, because we still have Scott Smoot. Thank you, Scott Smoot, one of us. Here we go, right? $269,233. Let's pull this up. Here are the updates. So I just got authorization from Vic to state that any excess fees will be donated to one of the Salvation Army Dallas domestic violence and abuse shelters in Dallas County, Texas. Thank you so much for contributing. So there you go. Vic's thing. It's only the first update that was done a whopping the same day. So there you go. As for who made that call, I don't know or care. I don't know who made that decision. Might have been Vic, might have been someone else. Don't know. Don't care. Doesn't matter. There's this interesting thing. It's called, and if you guys don't understand, look at how hard Lemoyne has been trying to get this information out of Vic, out of me, right? He's begging the court, please let me find out how he knows everything. Please let me depose him. What? No, you don't get to just fish, for one thing, but two, no. No, because it's still irrelevant. They can't order money out of the GoFundMe account. They can't do it. One, they'd have to have jurisdiction over either GoFundMe, or they'd have to have some jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction over Ty, a personal jurisdiction over Ty, and subject matter jurisdiction to order funds from the IOLTA account. They'd have to order the lawyers to pay it out of the GoFundMe account. And that would be a huge set of steps to get that. There's a reason I set it up this way, right? It's almost like I anticipated the stupidity. I didn't think it was going to be this high, but look at how desperately they're trying to get an answer on this stuff. The reality is, it doesn't matter because the court can't go after the GoFundMe account. What they want me to do is to say something that they can use to incriminate Vic, right? But here's the thing. I'm the guy who set up the GoFundMe account. I'm the guy who contacts GoFundMe when something goes wrong. I'm the guy, like I'm the GoFundMe organizer. Can I direct it to another place? In theory, yeah. You would know. Like, you would know how, if that happened, obviously they would change the beneficiary. They would freeze the assets because they don't just let you transfer the recipient. It doesn't work that way. You could find all these things out. They probably know this. But anyway, does Vic have any access or control over the GoFundMe? Technically, no. I mean, I could shut it down tomorrow. I could shut it down right now. I could shut it down live on stream. I'm not going to. Why would I? It's produced more lulls than just about anything else in the planet in regards to this case. And they can't get around it. But my God. So, in regards to that, the new whining from the hoes on Twitter is how much money has been spent out of the GoFundMe. Where's the spending report? I don't have one. Don't have one. Never promised one. Said I would, how did I word it? I'll just shoot. It's all here. Let me see. We will announce the disposition of any extra funds candidly and provide updates on the usage of funds to the extent that such information can be made public. If you're wondering why they're not made public, oh my God, just look at how much they want them to be made public. Here it is. I don't want to be accused of lying. It's right here. This part of this paragraph, right? Will the usage of funds be made public? I don't know if they ever will. I don't know. To the extent that they can be made public. I know when they can't be made public, and that's right now. There is no reason to give them another thing to whine about. Not a chance. Not a chance would we do that. This has to remain irrelevant to the lawsuit at this current time because it's a waste. It's a waste of the court's resources. It's all based on a fiction. And no. At this point, they don't deserve any extra information than what's already available. This stuff is private. So until they have a relevant issue for the court to look at the disposition of these funds, they don't get it. And let me tell you right now, I don't have it either. I don't know how much has been spent. I don't know what it's been spent on. That, shockingly, is confidential information. I don't have it. Again, almost like I set it up this way for a reason. I only wish I could claim I knew it would be as effective as it was beforehand. I didn't. And I didn't know that they would be so blasted by this. I just knew that I really wanted maximum levels of protection for the GoFundMe money. I wanted maximum levels of protection because it's y'all's money, right? It's not Monica and Marky's. Those fat asses can get at a table, try not to break the chair you sit on, and ask their fans for money. They don't get to steal it from someone else's fans because of their actions. So no, I knew I had to protect it like a bag of Hershey Kisses around those beasts. I had to keep it somewhat protected. I knew instinctively that they would try and grub after it in some way or another. And I'm sure glad I did. Because it's y'all's money. You have given it in trust that it will go to pay Vic's legal defenses. And that's the defense of his reputation, by the way, in whatever capacity that means. And it will not, a dime of this money that you guys contributed will go to these fat, selfish, life-destroying ham beasts. Not a penny, not a dime, not a quarter, nothing. Nothing will go to them if I have anything to say about it. Oh. Whew. Wish I could rip a mean vape after that, but apparently the FDA has decided to ban flavored vape juice. I don't vape, it's a joke. I'm also under 21, so the legal smoking age affects me. God, I made this mistake. Trying to get rid of these bad bottles. I have a new bottle of liquor just waiting. It was sent to me by someone. It's upstairs, otherwise I'd show it to you now. But I have a new bottle just waiting to be cracked open. It's a 2-year aged whiskey, an American whiskey, and I'm really looking forward to how brutal that's going to be. But I got to get rid of some of these open bottles first. Okay, I got a couple chats to read. DCV Titan says, some people, 2 nukes weren't enough. I say 2 nukes weren't enough and dropped around 5,500 miles west of where they should have landed. Although I suppose that is in the Air Force's margin of error. 500 miles west of where they should have landed? Where did you think they should have landed? California or something? Super Iron Bob says, you need to run your own parody account until someone else makes the same mistake on the parody account to bring balance to the shame. No, no, no. See, I'm not good at parody accounts. Other people are much better at it. I would never, never step on those toes. Jay said, found a lump in November, got scared. Was right. I'm no kick Vic, so having actual ass cancer and treatment doesn't feel that bad because there's living humanoid examples of it trying to fund Randazza law group lawsuits. Man, I hope you defeat the cancer. I hope you defeat. We're all fighting cancer, but yours is a little more tangible. So I hope you have good success there. Craig Labar says, buried my closest uncle today who passed away over the holidays. Just flew back home and cracked open a bottle of Chianti in his honor, even though I'm not the biggest wine drinker. Glad to hear things are still normal in Rekieta land. Cheers. Hey, welcome back. Peace to your uncle and your family. Enjoy the Chianti, buddy. DCV Titan says, when you talk about Iran, I said Iran, not Iran. You might want to bring up the Iranian attack on U.S. bases in Iraq that happened just the past couple of hours. Did another one happen? Because I did mention the attack in my short video. And then finally, Patchy says, you don't have to explain yourself, Nick. You have my support and trust. You're the best. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. And then we've got Felipe Move says, Nick, you did lie to us. You lied when you told us you knew how to build a PC, but you didn't have a wired keyboard. How embarrassing. No, I said I knew how to build the PC. I never said I knew how to get it running. Okay? I never knew how to get it running. And I ran so far away. Okay? I'm going to say I ran till the day I die. No Iranians here, only Iranians. Iranians? Ayn Randians. Ah, see, it was a secret double play all along. Ayn Rand was clearly Iranian. Iranian. There we go. So what do we got next? Oh, I still have this stupid thing up. Here we go. So yeah, let's take a quick peek. We're at 269, 233. So there you go. And again, updates will be forthcoming. It says 7 people just donated, but I don't believe that. Updates on the GoFundMe and a push on the GoFundMe will occur as whatchamacallit, as the appeals wheel on, right? This is what we're waiting for, or what I'm waiting for, is the appeals to go on. And I love that you guys are still supporting Vic and everything. What I don't want is I'm not going to sit and like massive hype the GoFundMe while the appeals are pending, because I want motion on it before I do. I want people to be able to see the documents that comes out. That's the amazing thing. I am trying to provide an avenue for you to follow every aspect of this lawsuit, good, bad, ugly, however it goes, in as much detail as possible, and explain how things are going along the way. I don't know of any other GoFundMe that is run in that way. I don't. So I hope that is something that has been of value to you guys. That has been my intent all along, is to give the GoFundMe donators, especially, a specific place where they can follow along and get those updates. This show is one of the ways to do that. So, yes, we'll be talking Meier versus Wade in just a second. We will be talking Meier versus Wade in just a minute. So that said, is there anything else to say about Vic right now? Not particularly. I mean, here's the reality. I guess I could cover this real quick. I guess I could cover this real quick, because there is a Texas lawyer who's weighed in here. Lane. Let's see. Lane has weighed in. What? Let's see, where are we? Oh, come on. How do these people tweet so much? Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, this is embarrassing. God damn it. These people. Lane, I kind of like you. Why are you being dumb on internet? Nick, I don't know how to tell you this, but judgment creditors can garnish bank accounts and pay a judgment. Vic has the money, by your own admission, to write a check. By my admission, I don't know how much money Vic has. What are you talking about? Do better than a Google search next time. Listen, look at this. Damn it, Lane! Stop making me not like you. I actually like you. Do better than a Google search next time. Probably not even... Oh, don't forget undoing fraudulent conveyances to a trust. There is no fraudulent conveyance to a trust, you fucking idiots. It doesn't matter. The homestead is exempt, and it would still be exempt under a qualifying trust. It was already exempt. It's already exempt, and you know it is. Why are you lying to the internet? Why? Probably not even necessarily, though certainly possible. No, it probably isn't possible, Lane. If it's already exempt, it can't be a fraudulent transfer. For the purposes of collecting on a judgment, it's already exempt. If it goes into a qualifying trust, it remains exempt. There's no fraud to be had in the transfer because you're not defrauding anyone of anything. The creditors would have had no right to the house in the first place. Anyway, if he's got money in a bank account, they can just garnish it. Google tells me he has a net worth of $4 million, so some of the... Do better than a Google search next time. You just said do better than a Google search, and then you went with a Google search of net worth to determine what he has in the bank. That is embarrassing, Lane. How did... And yes, Lane, they can garnish bank accounts. Something I have not even talked about. But here's the problem. The bank accounts, if they're structured properly, maybe can't be garnished. But the real issue here is I don't know how Vic's assets are structured. Neither do you. So you're talking about it is actually embarrassing. If I were to talk about Vic's assets, I would be just as idiotically uninformed as you are. It's disappointing, guys. It's disappointing. Because again, Lane's probably a good guy. I don't know why. Why would you go online and say something dumb? Insert clever name here says, not only do lawyers not math, they don't finance either. You're right. He's not a good guy. He is a lawyer. You're right. Lawyers are terrible people universally. And if I have to go to hell with the rest of them, I will fall on that fiery brimstone for you all. That's how it goes. I don't know. Guys, I'm getting depressed. I'm getting depressed by these people. It's very frustrating. So let's recap something a little bit uplifting. And I'm gonna do a short video talking about this. Oh wait, no. We'll recap Sandman in a minute. Let's talk Meier versus Wade real quick. Okay. Meier versus Wade did have a document, well, an updated entry drop on Pacer today. Wait a minute. Ty? Ty, welcome, buddy. I didn't see you there. Thank you for gracing the stream with your presence. Ty, I'm gonna require your services. These I need to sue these lawyers down in Texas for negligent infliction of emotional distress. I would choose intentional infliction of emotional distress, but that would require them to have some level of competence in what they're talking about to actually intentionally do it. I don't think they intentionally did it. I think they negligently did it. I don't think they could intentionally cause me emotional distress. They can only do it through sheer incompetence and stupidity, but a reasonable person would know what they're doing. So I'm gonna need to retain you for that. Please take the case pro bono, though. Anyway, let's talk Meier versus Wade, though. Meier versus Wade did have a scheduling conference today. There is no actual document available yet. The order is forthcoming on the scheduling conference. Importantly, they have still not issued an actual ruling on jurisdiction in Meier versus Wade. My thoughts are that they will they will find jurisdiction in Meier versus Wade. That seems like the most likely outcome. I'm sticking with that position. Nothing has given me a reason to change it. I think they'll find jurisdiction over both counts of defamation and the tortious interference. My thought is that the magistrate judge gave Meier a tip on what the court, not improperly, but basically said, this is what's missing from your pleading. It's missing particular connection to the forum state of Texas on the defamatory statements. And so you guys need to clarify that. So they amended their pleading and pointed out in the amended pleading that the mention of the Texas-bound statements was in the original pleading, but they added clarifying language. So they didn't add a new issue to the case in any sort of way. They just basically went ahead and amended the pleading in a way that should do justice to what the magistrate judge had suggested. So I still believe they will find jurisdiction over that case, over both counts. And I will, as soon as a document drops on there, we will cover it. It has been a very long time on that case. We are now a year and 3 months, I believe, 4 months, a year and 4 months from the filing of that case. And they're still on the jurisdiction question. After the jurisdiction question, once they get a final ruling on that jurisdiction, they technically will have, I believe, I can't remember the agreement, 14 days, I believe, to file a TCPA. Although since this case was started, and this is probably bad on them, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, which is the one in Texas, has suggested that the TCPA does not apply in the Fifth Circuit on federal matters. So, should they file a TCPA, Wade's team would be able to counter with the idea that a TCPA is not valid in the Fifth Circuit and should be able to get that dismissed. Maybe even it would constitute as frivolous filing. I don't know how they'll approach that. I'm curious as to what Mark Waid is going to do in that situation, because Mark Waid would have to, they would have to file that TCPA knowing that it by case law should not apply. Ty Beard says, oh, and you can't protect your assets in Texas by putting them in a trust for your own benefit. Lane is a dipshit. So there you go. There. That's it. So the appeal brief is due on January 27th, apparently. So that is 19 days from today, from the current day, because we've updated to January 8th at this point in the stream in my time. So we will be anxiously awaiting that appeal brief. We will go through it. Appeal briefs are a little different than regular briefs, because regular briefs have an unspoken word limitation. They have to be a reasonably short and concise statement of facts necessary to bring a case, but there's no hard word limits. Texas appeal briefs do have word limits. Let me find that. Texas Rules of Appellate Procedure. Oh my goodness. Appellate's brief, Rule 38. Let's see what the where are the word requirements? If I can find it here. Okay, maximum length. The documents listed below must not exceed the following limits: a brief and response in a direct appeal, Court of Criminal Appeals. Okay. Wait, next. So a brief and response in an appellate court other than a brief under subparagraph A, which is the criminal appeals paragraph. And a petition and response in an original proceeding in the Court of Appeals, 15,000 words if computer generated, and 50 pages if not, in a civil case in the Court of Appeals. The aggregate of all briefs filed by a party must not exceed 27,000 words. So there you go. That is the initial briefing limit, 15,000 words. So that's something we will, the documents will be limited by that. Now, 15,000 words is quite a bit. So we'll see. Is there something wrong with my left eye? I don't think so. That's my left eye. My right eye's here. I don't think there's anything wrong. It might be, it's itchy. Maybe. Having a stroke. Yes. Oh, that's probably true. Isn't that a First Amendment violation? No. Because court rules, court limitations on appellate briefs have been upheld. You've got the theory on the the limits, right, is that you had your opportunity to make your case initially. The appeals court is just interested in what went wrong with the case. They don't need pontificating and grandstanding. They want it to be concise to preserve resources. So no, it's not because somebody said so. Am I sure Lemoyne didn't spray me? Lemoyne can't be around sprays. Sprays will automatically kill him. Oh, man. All right. Nova Zero says, chat, start a GoFundMe to protect Nikki's mental health. Probably check with Martinez or Ty if they'd be willing to take the case, I guess. Also, hi, Nick and Ty and Martinez. I don't think Martinez watches the show. I would love to talk to him at some point in time. And I briefly got to meet An Lee in Dallas, and he seems like a real stand-up guy. And I would love to talk to him more. But if I can at some point bring them on the show, I will. But I think right now they're at a really crucial time. They're very busy, and I'm going to let them be. Unless they particularly wanted to come on to talk about it. I don't think so at this point, because they're going to be working on that appeal and all of the myriad issues involved. Also, I believe they will have a response to the request for new trial or reconsideration. Oh, this is something I really wanted to talk about with the Vic stuff. Back to close out Meier versus Wade very quickly. Once there's a tangible thing for me to show you, I will show you. There's not a tangible thing yet. There's an order forthcoming on the discovery plan. I would hope that they discussed jurisdiction in the hearing today, but I don't know if they did or not. So as soon as there is a jurisdiction, any document for me to cover, I will gladly do it. I know you guys have been kind of complaining that there's no updates in Meier versus Wade. Well, me too. There's just no updates in Meier versus Wade for me to cover. The moment there is, I will gladly cover it. And while we're on the final subject of comics, I know a lot of you guys who are Comicsgate fans are not fans of Doug TenNapel, and that is your choice, and that is okay. But for those of you in my audience who are fans of Doug TenNapel, I believe he will be on Q's show tomorrow. So if you want to see a discussion between Doug and Q, I don't know what topics they're going to discuss, but I believe that will be happening tomorrow on Q's channel. So take a look out for that. If you're a Doug fan, go ahead and check it out. Or if you're a Q fan, or if you're a fan of both, that'd be great. Ty says, I've already stipulated that Mike be voiced in Ricardo Montalban's voice. But Ty, I don't think you're factoring in how many go-to voices I have while drinking. So, but when is Drexel coming back on is a great question. I don't know. As soon as he can. As soon as he's available to come back on. But okay, I think I've closed out Meier versus Wade. Let's get back to Vic really quick here. One of the things I wanted to discuss. Oh, where's my brain on this? No, I changed topics too many times. This is going to haunt me for the rest of my days. Dang it. I've only had 1.5 drinks. The Alzheimer's is going. Oh, speaking of that, I wanted to say there's probably nothing wrong with my eye other than I'm just old. Doug stole my memories. No! Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes. Let's do that. I do want to talk about that. I haven't listened to his speech. Would you guys like to listen to it with me? Let's get Ricky Gervais on, right? I've heard it's good. I've heard it's good. Don't play it, they're striking it. We're gonna have a lot of commentary. We'll pause it a whole bunch. I'm not gonna play it from the YouTube video. Let's see. We're gonna play it from. I saw it on a tweet. Let me find it real quick. Okay. Okay, I gotta find the, hold on, I gotta set up the volume so you guys can hear. Okay. Okay, I've got it set up. I'm gonna turn it down just a hair. It was really loud. I apologize for that. Just a hair. Yeah, audio only, no worries. No worries, here we go. And we're gonna pause this. I know people don't like this, but I'm going to pause this several times during the speech, and I will offer a lot of commentary for it. Okay? We're going to offer lots of commentary.
Thank you. Hello, and welcome to the 77th Annual Golden Globe Awards.
77 of an award show no one cares about? Oh my God.
Live from the Beverly Hilton Hotel here.
I mean, really, I apologize. I told you I'm going to pause this a lot, but I'm going to. How hard can one industry suck its own phallus, right? Like Hollywood has so many awards for itself where they all get together, spend ludicrous amounts of money to congratulate themselves on things that they vote for themselves. Like it just, whew. No, we're not doing video. We're not doing video.
Here in Los Angeles. I'm Ricky Gervais. Thank you. You'll be pleased to know this is the last time I'm hosting these awards. So,
last time he's hosting the awards. Also, probably one of the last times the audience is going to applaud during this speech, if I had to guess.
I don't care anymore. I'm joking. I never did. NBC clearly don't care either. Fifth time. So, I mean, Kevin Hart was fired from the Oscars because of some offensive tweets. Hello?
And that's a damn shame. Why would you fire Kevin Hart from the Oscars? Everybody knows who Kevin Hart is. Everybody knows. We gotta stop. We've got to stop this nonsense. It's got to stop. Oh, it's an offensive tweet. We gotta fire him. Why? He's a comedian. He's Kevin Hart. Sorry.
Lucky for me, the Hollywood foreign press can barely speak English, and they've no idea what Twitter is. So I got offered this gig by fax.
Brief, I know you guys aren't watching the video, but if you have seen it, oh my God, Robert De Niro came out of the grave for this.
So let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all going to die soon, and there's no sequel. So, yeah.
Rude, you atheist heathen, you're going straight to hell. Oh God, I paused it on Amy Poehler's face. No, this is worse than hell.
Remember, but you all look lovely, all dolled up. You came here in your limos. I came here in a limo tonight, and the license plate was made by Felicity Huffman. So, no, shush. It's.
Tom Hanks looked really offended. So did the. I don't even know what woman that is next to him. Her mouth is still open.
Her daughter, I feel sorry for, okay? That must be the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to her. And her dad was in Wild Hogs. So, lots of big celebrities here tonight. I mean, legends, icons, yeah? Look, at this table alone, Al Pacino, Robert De Niro.
A guy had to pat Al Pacino to let him know his name was mentioned. Do they even know where they are? And why is Al Pacino is almost as old as his mullet? Oh my God.
Baby Yoda. Oh, that's Joe Pesci. Sorry. I love you, man. Don't have me whacked. But tonight isn't just about the people in front of the camera. In this room are some of the most important TV and film executives in the world. People from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you. He's coming for you.
Look at the uncomfortable look on that guy's face. Oh my God.
Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies. Surviving R. Kelly, Leaving Neverland, Two Popes. Shut up. Shut up. I don't care. I don't care.
Sorry. Oh my God. Oh. Whew.
Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood foreign press are all very, very racist. So, fifth time. So,
Tom Hanks. I can't. Oh my God. Is that Keith Urban behind Tom? Why is Keith Urban there? Tom Hanks has this face. Minus the facial hair and plus about 10,000 pounds of soy. Keith Urban's eyes are dead inside. Oh my God.
We were going to do an in memoriam this year, but when I saw the list of people that had died, it wasn't diverse enough. It just, no. It was mostly white people. And I thought, nah, not on my watch. So, maybe next year. Let's see what happens. No one cares about movies anymore. No one goes to the cinema. No one really watches network TV. Everyone's watching Netflix.
Yes. Yes. Except minor caveat. They're not just watching Netflix. They're watching YouTube because you people. Yeah. And what do I mean, you people? You people are garbage. And everybody's learning about it. You're all overpaid. You're overinflated. Your qualifications are minimal. And we're all learning that you got there by letting an old guy put his penis in your butt. We're learning all of that every single day. That all you actually did was let an old guy ram his shriveled limp penis into your anus. That's how you got your jobs. That's how all these legends of acting got started. Oh my God. Why do you think people are stopping?
This show should just be me coming out going, well done Netflix, you win everything, good night. But no, we got to drag it out for 3 hours. You could binge watch the entire first season of Afterlife instead of watching this show. That's a show about a man who wants to kill himself because his wife dies of cancer, and it's still more fun than this, okay? Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way, so in the end he obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein.
Whoa! No. Oh. Whew. Oh my God. Oh. Somebody put Secret Service on Ricky Gervais. I don't care that he's a UK. Somebody get that man an armed guard. He's going to need all of it. I've been rewatching Game of Thrones, and I saw what happened to Ned Stark. Gervais is gone. He is the hand. He's the hand. He's the protector of the realm. Spoiler alert, doesn't go well for Ned Stark. Sorry if you haven't watched. Whew!
I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
Oh!
You had to make your own way here in your own plane, didn't you?
Oh my god! Their faces are so uncomfortable. It's like they're all passing their kidney stones at the same time.
Right, but seriously, most films are awful, lazy, remakes, sequels. I've heard a rumour that there might be a sequel to Sophie's Choice. I mean, that'd just be Meryl Streep going, well, it's got to be this one then.
Oh, poor Meryl Streep. She looks god-awful.
All the best actors have jumped to Netflix and HBO, you know. And the actors who just do Hollywood movies now do fantasy adventure nonsense. They wear masks and capes and really tight costumes. Their job isn't acting anymore. It's going to the gym twice a day and taking steroids, really. Have we got an award for most ripped junkie? No.
No, it's fine. It's fine. These guys can definitely put on and lose 70 pounds of raw muscle in like a 6-month shooting window. What are you talking about, Ricky? No. Stop. I can only handle so much truth.
No point. We know he'd win that. Martin Scorsese, the greatest living director, made the news for his controversial comments about the Marvel franchise. He said they're not real cinema and they remind him of theme parks. I agree. Although I don't know what he's doing hanging around theme parks. He's not big enough to go on the rides, is he? Tiny.
He says it's true. Scorsese's like, it's true.
Right. The Irishman was amazing. It was amazing. It was. It was great.
Oh, they got a clap line. Oh my god.
Long.
Okay, if you're watching this, if you see this, you heard a lot of applause right there, but the table that they showed had one guy clapping out of like 15. Whew. These guys are not happy. Their house is crumbling.
But amazing. It wasn't the only epic movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, nearly 3 hours long. Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him.
Oh my god!
Even Prince Andrew's like, come on, Leo, mate, you know.
Sorry. Whoa. Leo was just smiling. He was just smiling. I don't think they're going to put the camera back on him. Oh my god.
You're nearly 50, son. The world got to see James Corden as a fat pussy. He was also in the movie Cats, but no one saw that.
Ray Romano was laughing at least. You know, it's true. Oh, God.
And the reviews, shocking. I saw one that said, this is the worst thing to happen to cats since dogs, right?
That's a dad joke.
But Dame Judi Dench defended the film, saying it was the role she was born to play, because she... I can't do this next joke.
Do it!
Because she loves...
Oh, God, there's a boy... No, that's Ellen DeGeneres. Whew, Ellen, you look terrible. Ellen looks like a 12-year-old boy in this pause. I don't know. Just real quick. Look at this. Look at how bad Ellen DeGeneres looks here. She doesn't just look like a 12-year-old boy. She looks like a 12-year-old boy who's about to star in a live-action remake of the Rudolph claymation movie. Whew. That's not good. All right, sorry. Here we go.
Nothing better than plonking herself down on the carpet, lifting her leg, and licking her...
Whoa!
Furball. She's old school.
I'm gonna need a minute. Woo! Ellen decided to transition to Aaron Carter. Oh my god. Mars Ultor says, I'm holed up in the Tennessee woods with 4 liters of bourbon quitting smoking. Even though my net here is shit, it's just nice to listen to the show when I ain't driving a 40-ton battering ram. Your show keeps this trucker rolling. Hey, thanks, Mars. Good luck, pal. Good luck, pal. Oh my god. Next.
The last time, who cares? Oh. Apple roared into the TV game with a morning show. A superb drama, yeah.
Oh no.
A superb drama about the...
I think I just saw Tim Cook. I just saw Tim Cook in the most nervous looking I've ever seen a picture of Tim Cook.
Importance of dignity and doing the right thing, made by a company that runs sweatshops in China. So,
well,
you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Whoa! No wonder Tim Cook was nervous. Siri probably told him what Ricky Gervais's speech was gonna say. Holy shit! Did Ricky Gervais take out life insurance anytime recently? Oh my god. What's next? I mean, he's spot on. These morons have no idea about anything. They're trying to talk to normal people about political subjects. Oh god, hold on.
Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award, thank your agent and your God. And so,
let me uncensor that. And he said, and fuck off. That's what he said. Oh my god. This guy's a legend.
It's already 3 hours long.
Tom Hanks' face.
Let's do the first award. The first award.
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. I gotta start a GoFundMe to buy a wheelbarrow big enough for his nuts. Oh, wow. Oh, that was refreshing. Just so we're clear, that so there's a tweet from Benny Johnson. I don't know who Benny Johnson is. Benny Johnson. Chief Creative Officer of TPUSA. His video, or his tweet of that video, which says, Savage, Ricky Gervais just gave the best opening speech at the Golden Globes ever. He absolutely destroyed Hollywood. Has almost 100,000 retweets and 342,000 likes. Hey, Hollywood, listen up. Listen up. I mean, I'm looking at Ricky Gervais's timeline now. We gotta look at this. I bet he is. Is this the end of the award show host from The Guardian? Hope so. Hope so. He DGAF. Oh my god, that was brutal. Oh man. He's going to the Queen Elizabeth Theatre on August 26th. Where I don't even know where that is. That's Live Nation Ontario. If you're in Canada, go sell out that show. They announced that at the right time, I guess. Oh no, that was January 6th. When was his speech? Dana Loesch is supporting. Dana Lash, I think is how we say that. Loesch, Lash. She's supporting Ricky Gervais. The Independent says, opinion, Ricky Gervais cheapened the Golden Globes and overshadowed vital political statements. How goddamn out of touch can you be? Oh, let's see. Let's take a peek at that guy in just a second. Ricky Gervais asked people to vote for Afterlife for the best comedy. Oh, here we go. Joaquin Phoenix. Look at this. He's still roasting people. Stella McCartney says about Joaquin Phoenix, this man is a winner wearing custom Stella because he chooses to make choices for the future of the planet. What is custom Stella? I'm too much of a pleb to know what custom Stella. Oh, Stella Artois? Are we talking about Stella Artois? No, Stella Artois is a wine or whatever. Beer? What is custom Stella? Oh, custom her. Her. Oh, okay. Stella McCartney. Why am I'm terrible at this. I don't know enough about these weird inner circles. Her clothing line. So, because he chooses to make choices for the future of the planet. So he's making fun of, I darn my own socks. You should see the state of my effing underpants. Oh, God. The bleeped word was minge. Minge for what Judi Dench licked her own of. Let's see. Here's how celebrities reacted to Ricky Gervais. I'm not gonna pull that up. Vulture.com. That seems like a complete waste of a thing. Oh God. Look at these people. How the F can teasing huge corporations and the richest, most privileged people in the world be considered right wing? Oh, Ricky, you're in uncertain times, buddy. Welcome to the party, pal. How does he, for as self-aware as that speech was, how does he not understand why this is right wing? Because they're all lefties, Ricky. Okay. Oh, God. Lorraine Ali says, the Golden Globes mood was already sober. Doubt, thanks to an impeachment Well, whose fault is that? Threat of war with Iran and Australian bushfires. Okay. I'm sorry. There's Australian bushfire. Did Australia legitimately arrest hold on. I can't type. Let's see. CNN. Police in Australia are accusing 24 people of deliberately setting brush fires. Let's read the statement. NSW police have taken legal action against 183 people, 40 of whom are juveniles, for fire-related offenses since November 8th, the statement says. Legal actions range from cautions to criminal charges. Let's see. Here we go. Let's read the statement. I don't know what this statement says. I've only heard rumors about this, so I want to get the true story right now. Let's get the true story right here. All right. The NSW police force has taken legal action against more than 180 people for brush fire-related offenses since late last year. Numerous brush and grass fires have impacted the state, claiming the lives of 18 people and destroying hundreds of millions of animals and livestock, thousands of homes, and more than 4.9 million hectares of land so far this brush fire season. 24 people have been charged over allegedly deliberately lit brush fires. Strike Force Toronto, comprised of detectives from the Financial Crime Squad Arson Unit, working closely with individual police, area commands, and police districts to provide specialist assistance. Investigations into the cause, origin, and overall impact of the fires are continuing. Police are appealing to the community to provide footage and or images, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I had heard that that this was somehow related to activism on climate change, but I guess I can't confirm that. Mm-hmm. It's you know, I don't know. I want to know who's what the charges are, what the evidence is. Bushfires, yes. Sorry, I'm barely reading at this point. But what's your problem against brush fires? Anyway, Big Red Bear says the ISIS streaming service didn't have actors, though. It was a reality TV show. That being said, most of Hollywood should call their agents to get on live with them. We not have to listen to any of their BS anymore. Dorby says, I'm touched by Twitter's concern for the funds I donated. Now, Twits, please F off. And when you get to where you F'd off to, F off again, then keep F'ing off until you're back to where they started. And F off one more time. Dorby, I'm with you, buddy. They all need to F off. Minge fires, yes. Let's take a look at this one. Cheapen the Golden Globes, but worse than cheapening the Golden Globes. What a catastrophic offense against humanity cheapening the Golden Globes is. He overshadowed vital political statements. If there's a place for smutty humor, it's at Friday night work drinks after one too many, not the stage that birthed the hashtag #MeToo movement. Wrong. It's the exact place for it. And most importantly, you guys would have us killed for jokes on at Friday night work drinks after one too many. You people... Faux merch, Joe merch. Who's Joe merch? These barely human husks walking around would have us permanently depersoned for Friday work drinks after one too many. If they're recorded, even if they're recorded in private, you would have everybody put in shackles over those drinks. You disgusting liar. I don't even know who Joe Murch is, and I know that Joe Murch deserves the gulag. Ricky Gervais's performance at last night's Golden Globes was enough to make Gene Kelly turn in his grave. Oh, I'm sure Gene Kelly would have cared. Once upon a time, Hollywood was synonymous with elegance and class. Oh, sorry, that was until we found out that all of them were raping children. Did you forget about the raping of children? Corey Feldman tried to tell you. Elijah Wood tried to tell you. Dear God, elegance in class? Elegance in class was you guys raping children in private and the world not hearing about it. Sorry. But Gervais's tirade of nasty and smutty jokes proved that tabloid culture has leaked its way into even the highest tier of entertainment. Is it tabloid culture? Is Harvey Weinstein tabloid culture? His Ronan Farrow joke, like Ronan Farrow, who cares about Ronan Farrow? But, I mean, he's right. They're terrified of Ronan Farrow. Because Ronan Farrow said what everybody kind of knew. Has leaked its way into even the highest tier of entertainment. Call me a prude, but a joke about Judi Dench licking her ass hardly screams high society. Let's look up the definition of minge. Vulgar terms for a woman's pubic hair or genitals. So I guess he's right. They barely speak English, right? I probably, in hindsight, shouldn't have Googled minge on a live window. Oh my God, that was not a good idea. But he's right. He predicted the outcome of that joke. Thank goodness there were no Google images. Like when I Googled Allison Mack live on a Halloween stream a little while back, that was not good. That was the 2018 Halloween stream, by the way. Had to censor that one. Catch you later, Ty. If there's a place for cheap humor, it's at Friday night work drinks after one too many. An episode of South Park or in a best man's risque speech. It's certainly not on the stage that birthed the Me Too movement, one that should respect its power for mass influence. Oh, I think he respected the power for mass influence. I think Ricky Gervais knew exactly what he was doing. And to say he didn't is rather disingenuous. The awards were certainly not free from activism. Powerful speeches were given by actors including Jennifer Aniston on climate change, Joaquin Phoenix on fucking veganism. Powerful speeches on veganism. Michelle Williams on abortion rights, and Patricia Arquette on the conflict between Iran and the US. But any meaningful message is dampened when the man at the helm is making schoolboy jokes about pedophiles. Look what he defends. Look where it came. The pedophile jokes. Why did the pedo jokes piss him off so much? The pedo jokes? That's what you're mad about? The pedo jokes? Chris Hansen. What's this guy's name? Joe Murch? Somebody call Chris Hansen. Joe might need to take a seat. Describing his Netflix show Afterlife, Gervais declared it's a show about a man who wants to kill himself. Spoiler alert, season 2 is on the way. So in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Why would we be talking about pedophilia? I mean, how many pictures of this chick's feet does Tarantino have plastered on his bathroom walls at this point? When a joke about Greta Thunberg, you know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. That wasn't a joke about Greta Thunberg. Does this guy not get it? That wasn't a joke about Greta Thunberg. That was a joke about Michelle Williams. That was a joke about child actors who were probably molested. That wasn't a joke about... Features in the same broadcast as heartfelt pleas about climate change. You can't help but feel confused about the message Hollywood is trying to send. I don't think Hollywood was trying to send that message, but we're all confused about the message Hollywood is trying to send when they rape children. Gervais joked about actors trying to seem woke. You say you're woke, but the companies you work for, Apple, Amazon, Disney, if ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? If you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech. But at least they're trying to use their platform for good, and this shouldn't be taken lightly. Okay. Here's an assignment. Leonardo DiCaprio did a movie called Blood Diamond. Okay? Go watch Blood Diamond. Learn about the diamond trade in Africa. Learn about the murder, the rape, all of that, and the enslavement. Okay. Okay. That's diamonds. Apple buys their products from the same people because they're rare metals, like the one that makes your phone vibrate. That's mined almost exclusively by slaves. Almost exclusively. Apple products, Google products, Amazon products, Huawei products, Samsung products, LG products. All of these people are buying from the same slave trade that's going on. The one in which villages are raided, people are murdered, women are raped, and then they're all put into slavery to mine rare metals for all of us. I mean, that's the reality. And you better make yourself damn comfortable with that when you buy these phones, when you buy your shoes. Great. It happens. Would love for it to not happen. These guys promote these companies. These guys promote them. They work for them. Apple, Amazon, and Disney. I mean, we all just ignore that. We ignore that. But these are the companies they work for. And then they're come in and tell us about fucking veganism. Last night, Gervais really did come across as an idiotic clapping monkey. No. Think you missed this one. Keep talking from your little tower. Grabbing your attention, but for what, you're not really sure. No, that's the thing. All of us know exactly what he was grabbing. We know why he was grabbing our attention because we know all this, and you guys are the ones who pretend it's not true. That's the horrific part of this. That's what Ronan Farrow did, is Ronan Farrow went ahead and showed us all that it was true. The bad thing is, they went after Weinstein, who might be a dirtbag, but they didn't go after the pedos. That's the bad part. They haven't gotten to the pedos yet. They haven't gotten to the ones who are raping the children. That's where the wokeness needs to come in. Ronan Farrow stopped at the guy who's just a bad guy. And oh, the nastiness. No, not nastiness. It made Tom Hanks, that classic and humble remainder of old Hollywood, turn in disgust, birthing the first real meme of 2020, one that could be used to respond to Piers Morgan tweets for the rest of the year. Oh yeah, Tom Hanks. Remember, Tom Hanks used to be a comedian? Speaking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's 3-hour runtime, Gervais joked, Leonardo DiCaprio attended the premiere, and by the end, his date was too old for him. Even Prince Andrew was like, come on, Leo, mate. You're nearly 50-something. Leo laughed at that joke. Well, he laughed at the run-up to that joke. He laughed at the first half. We didn't get to see if he laughed at the second half. But that's just saying his date was too old for him. That doesn't say that his date was a minor. That's a tasteful joke. Leo can laugh at that, because if Leo shows up at a premiere with a 22-year-old or whatever, okay. And by the way, most single 50-year-old guys would be happy to show up with a girl who's 22, 23 years old, right? Like that's okay. That's actually a good joke. He threw in the Prince Andrew thing, and that is a slam on Prince Andrew, because apparently Prince Andrew is a horrific pedophile who took advantage of a sex slave of Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, that's the real tragedy of that joke. It's not Leo bringing a woman who's significantly younger to him. That's the real butt of that joke. It's that all of us know that Prince Andrew accepted a sex slave from Jeffrey Epstein, who was likely underage. I mean, that's the meat of that joke. How does this guy not understand the mechanics of that joke? Anyway, from calling James Corden a fat pussy, that's funny. That was harmless. It was absolutely harmless to James Corden, and James Corden likely has no problem with that joke. Okay? To implying that Joe Pesci looked like Baby Yoda. Oh, how mean is that? Gervais acted like a school bully. Listen, do you guys want to know why I call Catherine Tewson a fat sandwich vacuum? Do you want to know why Renfamous is the blue whale? Look at how fucking offended they are by school bully insults. Guys, it's the worst thing you can do to them is to negate their adulthood so thoroughly that you insult them as if you were 11 and they were 11. It is the most it's dehumanizing, it's demoralizing, it's dismissive, it's disdainful, and it is fucking beautiful how well it works. How well it works. Listen, all I have to do is say that it's a wonder that Catherine Tewson doesn't fly off in a windstorm because the fat sails under her arms catch the breeze. That's it. That's it. And I will have a day and a half of angry response tweets. That's it. One simple fat joke. One fat joke that dismisses everything about that pile of jello, and I will get nothing but hate for the next 2 days because they can't take it. They want a sophisticated joke that recognizes their urban demeanor, right? They want a sophisticated joke that recognizes the sophistication of their upper class status. That's what they need. They need to be validated by the joke for it to be an okay joke. If you just dismiss them as ugly, fat, stupid, anything like that, they can't take it. They just can't handle it. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful how vulnerable they are to that. trying to win favor by bringing everyone down around him. We're pretty sure that behind that meme, Tom Hanks is thinking, is this really what entertainment has come to? And I definitely agree. Tom Hanks did dumb comedy for years. We all liked him for it. Then he did Castaway and suddenly he's important? Like, what is this? Did we forget about the money pit, throw Joe from the volcano, or Joe in the volcano or whatever? Like, big Tom Hanks used to do funny bit comedy. He's also in Lady Killers. Tom Hanks is fine with these jokes, or was, before his testicles got taken away from him by whatever sad thing happened to him in his life. Make the headlines about the fashion, the acting, the fact that for the first time ever, an Asian American actress won the Best Actress award. Awkwafina. What the fuck is her? For her role in The Farewell. What even is an Awkwafina? I didn't watch. What is The Farewell? Awkwafina? There. No, I want this image. I don't know who Awkwafina is. And I didn't watch, what is it? The Farewell? What the hell is that? Here's Awkwafina. I have nothing to say about this woman. I don't know anything about her. But there you go. I don't know how old she is. I don't know anything about her at all. I didn't watch the movie. What's The Farewell? Why is her name Awkwafina? It's a weird name. Is there some Farewell? (2019) American comedy drama film written and directed by Lulu Wang. It was released in the United States on July 12th. Well, what's Rotten Tomatoes say? The Farewell. This is embarrassing enough, okay, right? This chick just won a Golden Globe. So when I type in The Farewell in Awkwafina, or The Farewell in Rotten Tomatoes, it is, the first result is Candyman Farewell to the Flesh. They must do this date by date, I'm guessing. Because why is this the last result? Okay, let's see. So it says 98% from the critics and 87% from the audience. Wow, that's great. That's great. This must be a good movie. I don't know. It's rated PG. Oh, for some smoking. God, I'm surprised it's not rated R. What is this? Has anybody seen this movie? Look it up on Metacritic. Yeah, we can do that. Just a second. The Farewell. This has pretty good reviews on Metacritic too. 89, a must-see based on 47 critics. Oh, shit. Okay. Make your own judgments. All right, here we go. 100 from the Austin Chronicle, 100 from the San Francisco Chronicle, 100 from the Seattle Times, 100 from the Chicago Sun-Times, 100 from the Washington Post, 100 from Slate, 100 from The Atlantic, 100 from Vox. I'm not sure about watching this movie. Only a 90 from Rolling Stone. Okay. This is, 70 from Screen Daily. Only a 70 from the New York Times. Wow. They need to probably be gulagged. So, All right, back to this. Sorry, I got distracted. I've never even heard of this movie. I've never even heard of it. But I live in a small town. I don't go to the movies. That's not saying much. Okay, let's see. I want to look up anything that has at least a little craftsmanship to it so that Hollywood feels above me with its otherworldly talent. Hollywood isn't above you! They don't have otherworldly talent. They don't. They have 60 years of hype. They're just fucking people. They have 60 years of hype and billions of dollars of money to throw into marketing. Oh my God, they don't have otherworldly talent. They're people with... I'm not going to minimize the achievement of being a Hollywood actor. It's very, very difficult, but they're just people. They're just people. You can find actors of similar quality in local theaters. You can. Not all of them, mind you. Most local theaters are going to have weak actors. You can find anybody who's honed their craft. Just because they're not in Hollywood and didn't go to Hollywood doesn't make them not good actors. It doesn't give Hollywood people elevated status because they let some old guy put their finger in their butt. Like, stop elevating people. They're just people. I want to be shocked by progress, not scandal. Well, then it wouldn't shock you, would it? Provocative words are easy and cheap, and being an actor, a comedian, a director, a writer, or any other job affiliated with the industry should be neither. Why? It's just a job. Gervais's effort attitude, announcing several times that he didn't care what anyone thought of him, should be aspirational of Big Brother contestants, not A-list comedians. No, it should. This is the one thing that all comedians should have. All comedians should have an effort attitude and say, I don't care. Why do you think Ricky Gervais is doing well? Why do you think Dave Chappelle is doing well? Because we don't put them on a pedestal and they don't want us to. It's the combination. They're people. It's just a guy. Dave Chappelle is just a guy talking about what we're all thinking. That's why he's funny. That's why comedy used to be funny. Rodney Dangerfield's jokes are all about him being a poor kid or a poor dude who gets no respect. Why is it funny? Because that's how we've all fucking felt for our entire lives. Man, my childhood was this. Nobody gave a damn about me. Oh man, when I'm at my workplace, nobody gives a damn. This is Rodney Dangerfield. He was going in the same limos, hanging out with the same top brass of Hollywood. He's hanging out at great parties. He owned his own comedy club. This is Rodney Dangerfield, right? But we identify with him because it gave us the impression that he just didn't care. Or that he kind of didn't. Sorry, that he kind of did care, but that he was gotten a bad shake. He identified with everybody else, even though he shouldn't have been able to. That's why Dave Chappelle's funny. That's why Ricky Gervais is funny, and that's why this guy will never understand it. He wants to be in the elite. Notice I didn't say he is. He wishes he was elite. He identifies as an elite. He's a journalist. They all do. Presenting Gervais like a teenager acting up to shock his parents. Yes, that's literally what he was doing. Did you not get it? He only told you directly that that's what he was doing. They're just jokes. And we're all gonna die soon. I don't care. This isn't important. Why in God's name do they have me up here for the 5th time? He's literally telling you he's a teenager trying to shock his parents. How do you not understand this? Is a step in totally the wrong direction. It sends out a message that Hollywood is a place with no morals or respect. They rape children! where true talent can be exchanged for a few expletives. No, it's for access to the sphincter, and where the big issues hide in the sphincter while the village idiot dances under the big bright spotlight. This Golden Globes marked Gervais's last as host. Here's hoping this will pave the way for the talent and messages to be heard away from his overbearing voice. No one tells us what to write. Press X to doubt on that. Get Hollywooded. Oh my God. There you go, guys. You went to school, went to high school, went to college, some of you went to maybe a post-secondary education, worked your ass off, you engaged in tons of debt, and you work to get what you have. Some of you guys have a lot, some of you guys have not as much. Hopefully all of you have enough. Hopefully all of you have more in the future, right? You work, you drive trucks, you work in stores, you make food, you deliver things, you build shit that we all use, you fix shit that we all use. And these piles of trash want us to worship people who pretend to be someone else and end up dying in a cocaine and heroin fueled bender, or make the news because they went to rehab for 20 years while they weren't working, or make the news because they improperly propositioned their masseuses, Kevin Spacey, and then had them fucking killed. Oh, I shouldn't say had them killed. They miraculously died. All of the accusers just dying in droves. We're supposed to vaunt these people while you guys are out working. And not me. I'm just here yelling at the fucking camera, right? I'm just a guy yelling at the camera, trying to make an honest or dishonest buck, whatever I can, right? I found a niche outside of the original grind. Thank God. I hope you all do too. But how dare these people like come out and lecture y'all? I guess they could lecture me. Borderline useless to society. Fine with that. Oh my God, they're lecturing delivery drivers. They're lecturing manufacturers. They're lecturing farmers. They're lecturing people who change their tires. People who change the tires on the limo service they rent. They're lecturing the limo driver. They're lecturing the Uber driver. Only Uber XLs, though, right? They're lecturing. It was like when Tara Strong was lecturing the dude and the Uber driver, right? Like so out of touch. So out of touch. Without Clay Early, how would the great state of Illinois get pizzas, right? And here we have some asshole from the Independent lecturing Clay Early on how to think. Wait, I'm sorry, I got it wrong. You guys are all just incels in your mom's basement. What was I thinking? Damn. Huh, sorry. Whew, almost botched that one. Make sure the volume's down, I guess, so your mom doesn't come and yell at you for listening to Ricky Gervais's speech. Jesus Christ. Joke's on you, I live in my mom's attic. Yeah, Ellen's looking so young. She better watch out. Ellen honestly better watch out. She looks like such a young boy. A Hollywood producer may be trying maybe trying to get that finger where it belongs, right? Like, whew, watch Ellen. Ellen, stay away. Stay away. You are looking like prime meat for those degenerate piles of garbage. Oh. Brian Dewig says, I live in Hollywood near the studio lots, and yeah, some real shallow people in this town, of course. Oh my God. All right, what else do we have today? I'm getting too annoyed at this shit, so I gotta stop. Some people wanted me to cover Vic did a live stream or something. I haven't seen it, so I can't cover it. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it is. I don't know anything about it. You want me to talk about Iran? I mean, I did a short video on Iran. Let's see. We got it. There's nothing to talk about with Iran. I don't want a war at all. Do I think this is going to end up in war? I don't. I said that in the video. I don't think that this will plunge the world into World War III. There's too much at stake, and the world's a different place than World War I and World War II. Whatever World War III, whatever form World War III takes, it's not going to look like World War I and II. It's going to look very different. So maybe we will. I don't know, but it's going to look very, very different. Maybe the truth is we've been in World War III for a long time. But it's not going to look like a conventional land war, I don't think. I really don't. And World War I didn't look like anything the world had seen before either. So I don't know if it'll be fair to call it World War III. I really don't. But I don't know. The long and short is, does President Trump have the authority to order the military to drone strike an Iranian general in Iraq? Well, he did. So yes, of course he does. It's commander in chief. Can the House do anything about it? They can impeach him. That's it. There's nothing else to it. They can impeach him. Looks like Ricky Gervais had an ending here. This is how he left the stage of the Golden Globes. Apparently, someone sent me this on Twitter just a bit ago.
It's all ready to me. Right, last one. Come on, guys. Our next presenter starred in Netflix's Bird Box, a movie where people survive by acting like they don't see a thing. Sort of like working for Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, sorry.
You did it. I didn't. You did it.
Oh,
Please
yeah.
welcome Sandra Bullock.
Oh, man. Why did they cut that? Why was that cut out of the other one? Oh, my God. Notice they booed him? Or you did it. You did it. Wow. Oh my God. So there you go. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta check something real quick. I gotta check. I gotta show you guys this real quick. Mars Girl Mars Girl responded to the the parody account. And whoever Froggo is, you're a freaking hero. I can't even tell if this is a parody or not. This person is impersonating me. Or are you impersonating them? And I did check. This Mars Girl has me blocked, so it's the real one. Notice I'm in incognito mode here. Oh, based Froggo, indeed. Indeed. Oh, God. Mm. Whew. Oh my God. I can't take it. I can't take it. I can't sit and stare at this. Oh my goodness. Gotta close that. That stream will go on forever. All right, guys. I think I probably need to wrap up the show. It's 1:30, so by the time we get done with the super chats and all of that stuff, we'll be near that 2 a.m. time frame. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go on Twitch tonight. I'm gonna hang out on Twitch. What should I do? I'm having fun playing Risk of Rain, but I feel like something new is in order. But I want to do a dedicated Twitch show, and I gotta set it up, and it'll be a daytime Twitch show. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna play on Twitch, but just come out and hang out. Sandman. I did well. Oh yeah, I didn't fully go over Sandman. I am gonna release a short video on Sandman, but the summary. Let me give you the high level summary of the short video on Sandman. I went over Sandman kind of at the very beginning. The reason CNN settled with Sandman is simple. They lost their initial dismissal and they're going to Discovery. They don't want Discovery available. They have a fear, and they rightly have a fear, that Discovery will mean that their nastiness will be on display. Let's see. Oh God, where are we here? How do these people have so much time to tweet? Oh my God. Hold on. Here we go. Oops, sorry. Let me mute that. I've got to find a specific tweet in regards to Sandman's attorney, Lynn Wood. This will be great. How many times does this fatso tweet a day? Oh, I gotta look. How many times do you guys tweet a day? No, get the ad off of my screen. Go away. Let's see. Hold on, I'm pulling this up. Just recently he's tweeting 100 times a day. I guess he doesn't normally. Good Lord. It's let's see. God, oh, it's hard reading this. Where are we? Oh, he's not there yet. The circle jerk is so strong in these. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, I'll do the search function. I'm sorry. I thought I could find this quickly because I just saw it. Let's see. Here we go. Come on, where are you? I know you have this. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can find it this way. Did he delete the tweet? Oh, he might have. So, the fat lawyer, A Park 2453 on Twitter, said that the only lawyer out there worse than me was Lynn Wood. Where is it? Damn it. This is terrible. Terrible. But I'm trying to find it. Is there still a reason for the headgear? Well, yes. It's that I forgot to take it off. Wait a minute. Okay, we got to go through these real quick. I've been a man for 30 years. Nope. Sorry. I don't know if I've been a man is ever true for you. Oh, God. No, it wasn't about reading the 5 tweets. It was about having to screenshot all of them because you fucking pussies have to block all of my followers because you're so embarrassing. You're so embarrassing that you can't take the dissent. You have to block everyone who follows me. Mike Dunford, the most boring man on the planet, has to blockchain. Good God. All right, where are we? Here we go. Look at this. Being blocked by the only attorney I've seen on Twitter worse than Nick Rekieta is something I wear with pride. Staple it to my damn forehead. Lynn Wood. This guy, this weirdo, forced CNN to bend the knee to Nicholas Sandman. And you fucking fatsos couldn't even see it coming. This guy can litigate circles around. By the way, A Park 2453 is no longer litigating. Why? I mean, you're great at it, I'm sure. Right? I'm not litigating because I'm bad at it, according to all of them. So logically, the opposite must be true. Right? Calling Lynn Wood a shitty lawyer when he gets a settlement from CNN. Good God. And apparently, I'm a better attorney than him. I'll take it all day. All day. Retweet with comment. Tweets that didn't... Oh, wait. I'll take Tweets that didn't age well for 1000. Alex. At A Park. Good work. Fat dumb. There we go. I would love to have Linwood on the show. There's no way Linwood is going to come on this show in the middle of his case with Sandman. I would love to have him on the show. But if you think I'm not going to email him and tell him that he's an inferior lawyer to me and that he should come on the show and prove that he's not, you may be mistaken. You don't need to use Twitter. You just watch me type the tweet. No need to use it at all. Here we go. Here it is. I wish I could find Lemoyne's tweet about Linwood losing. I've got it somewhere. But it's I've got so many of Lemoyne's tweets and they all have to be screenshots, and so they're not text searchable, that it would take me a long time to find it. So I need to do a show just on Lemoyne's tweets. This is rude of me to not include you guys in Lemoyne's tweets. Let's see here. See if we can find one. See, where do we have one? You know what's funny? Look at how wrong this is, okay? We can empirically prove this to be true. Can you believe this? We can empirically prove this to be true. Renfamous says, calling me fat isn't going to make the check Vic cuts to Monica and Jamie any less fat, lol. Can confirm. No, you fucking can't, because that check got a lot less fat on the back of fat jokes. Because you fucking idiot were so focused on me that you couldn't see what you were doing. You charged a massive fee to your clients who should sue the shit out of you for being incompetent. And you got your hair cut so hard that it made you balder than you already are. Oh my God, this is the funniest thing. Fat jokes literally made the check less fat. Wait, Gator has a screenshot? Oh, there we go. Thank you, Gator. Thank you, Gator. I appreciate that. But look at that. I mean, this is the type of self-ownership that Jay Sean does on a daily basis. And by the way, this is a grown-ass man, a 19-year lawyer, apparently, and he adopted Chud and a gross thirst for Renfamous. He says the word Chud, unironically. I can't stress that enough, y'all. Let's see. Oh, but here we go. Here we go. We got another one. Come and Gone Sponge, original after sex cleanup sponge. Sorry, not sponge. Sponge. Jay Sean says, it's no come and go gas station. Never splashed the pot. You're better at this than I am. I'm impressed. Unfortunately, Catherine, no one else is impressed. You're not actually good at this. I'm just a poorly adjusted 14-year-old in a 47-year-old body. Gross. Gross. Ugh. I won't bring up his relative's blog or whatever. Anyway. So here we go. that's it. We gotta wrap this show up. My thoughts on Sandman are simple. Linwood apparently is a much better attorney than Law Twitter thinks. I'd be curious to see what Law Twitter said about the Sandman case. Shocked to find that they were all wrong about it. But he forced CNN to bend the knee to Nick Sandman, and he did it with the one tool we've talked about here on this channel several times: discovery. Corporations have to be terrified of discovery because they know that they're full of people, and they know what people they're full of. Man, Funimation. It'd be funny if Funimation was sending Vic settlement offers right now. And I know the speds on Law Twitter will probably scoff at that, but it would be really funny if Funimation was like, God, maybe we should settle this out. You notice they didn't appeal. They didn't ask for reconsideration. They didn't do anything on those fees. Why? Wouldn't it be funny if Funimation was sending settlement offers to Vic right now? We may never know. I don't know. I know what Law Twitter would say about that. Lol, why would they settle? They won. Lol, we're the best lawyers ever. Maybe. The real question you got to ask is, why would they settle if they've won? Sandman judgment was not on appeal. Sandman had a motion for reconsideration, and the judge overturned his own opinion on 3 statements, and those 3 statements were going to go to discovery. There wasn't a decision on an appeal. I believe it was, they had planned to appeal it. I don't know if they had actually filed notice yet. But it was on the motion to reconsider. The judge reversed his decision on 3 of like the 35 statements, but that's enough. That was enough to go to discovery. They weren't going to win $250 million on those 3 statements, guys. They weren't. But they were going to go through discovery. They were going to have CNN people sitting in a chair across from Linwood being deposed. Those depositions could go online. They may have their emails leaked online. They may have all sorts of stuff. Discovery is terrifying for a large corporation, and it should be. Even if the corporation is good, it should be terrifying. So of course it worked. That was the case against Washington Post. CNN and NBC were still pending. Well, you're correct. Even so, CNN probably could read the sign, right? Read the signs, because I believe their cases are all in the same. They're all in the Eastern District Court of Kentucky, so they were probably going to get the same treatment, right? CNN could read the writing on the wall. The real question is Funimation sending settlement offers to Vic? Because Funimation has a dilemma here that Law Twitter's not going to acknowledge, because while they pretend to be real lawyers, they're either not or they're lying to you about how law functions. It's not about what the law is or what it says, right? This is the whole problem with Greg Doucette complaining about the Sons of Confederate Veterans settling with UNC. UNC settled with the Sons of Confederate Veterans for some reason that only the UNC knows. They're scared of something. Maybe they're just scared of the cost of litigation. Maybe they're scared of something else. Maybe they're scared of their emails about the about the Sons of Confederate Veterans. Maybe they're scared about emails about local students. Maybe they're scared of what would happen to their enrollment if their emails got leaked after discovery. Here's the practical aspect. Sure, Funimation's been dismissed from the lawsuit and been awarded some of their fees. They didn't appeal them. Neither did Johnson, but Johnson got everything he asked for. Funimation took a $120,000 haircut. They didn't even ask for reconsideration, and they didn't ask the appeals court to review it. And they're already going to appeals. Funimation is already going to appeals unless Funimation settles. Then they could be dropped from the appeal. Why didn't they file? Figure out why Johnson didn't file. Okay, well, okay, we got all the fees we asked for. We didn't get as much sanctions as we wanted, but we did get all the fees. So appealing probably has a low cost benefit ratio, right? But why did Funimation not appeal? These are the questions I'm asking myself. I'm trying to figure out why in the hell they didn't just appeal the fees and try and get the rest of them. Almost costless, right, for them? Because they're already going to get paid more from those contingency fees, so they're definitely going to be assessed. Why didn't they just go ahead and appeal their own fee award? I don't know. They have the disposable money to do it, too. They have more money than Monica and Ron could ever have. Right? They're owned by Sony. Be in their interest to appeal those fees. Didn't do anything. Wouldn't it be funny if Funimation was sending settlement requests to Vic? Gotta be great. I guess it's wishful thinking that Vic would still settle out with Funimation, but we'll see. He still should. Funimation has stated in their documents that they didn't intend to imply that he did this. It seems like Funimation could get out of this pretty simply. Clarifying tweet. Hey, we didn't intend for this to come across this way. Sorry that it did. As you can see in the statement of our social media guy, it wasn't intended to convey this message. We apologize. That's it. We wish Vic the best in the future. No longer wish to work with him. Something like that. Seems like that would be pretty obvious. They could get out for something like that. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. I guess they're content paying $120,000 to their attorneys. And it's not like Monica and Jamie, right? Like Monica and Jamie, Jay Sean knows Monica can't pay $282,000. Despite how he lied to the court, he knows that they can't do it. Sam Johnson knows that Jamie Markey can't pay $50,000 in fees. John Volney knows Funimation can pay $120,000 in fees. So does Funimation. There's no surprise here. Funimation is going to pay $120,000 to John Volney for those two tweets for no apparent reason. So they must want to destroy Vic. And they could have asked for the fees back. Like they could have asked the judge to reconsider like Lemoyne did, or they could have appealed it for really a pithy extra cost. So anyway. But we'll see. We'll see. I suppose. Or maybe we won't, you know. We'll see what happens when appeals come. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap up the stream. We're going to read these chats, and then we're going to be done. If you want to come hang out on Twitch, come hang out on Twitch. Have a good time. I will be in a thought top tonight. So, Random Blaze says, Fatal System Error first says, it's payday for me, a little something for the liquor fund for you. And as an answer to your question, a couple shows ago when I was asleep, yes, I sent you Armitage III because of your little crush on Elizabeth Berkley. Well, thank you. I don't have a crush on Elizabeth Berkley. She just has that husky voice. Random Blaze says, if you take recommendations, Nick, tone it down on Twitter so you do not get yeeted off again and give them that as a win. No, that was me intentionally getting yeeted off. I saw that from the brilliant minds of law Twitter, is that I apparently did that to myself to remove the evidence. Because I guess people with no social media presence can't be expected to understand how stupid it would be to remove an account with almost 30,000 subscribers in exchange for anything else. That account had significant value. I wouldn't want to remove any evidence of anything. You idiots did that. Not you guys. The law Twitter idiots did that. Because they really got mad that I called some lady fat and I called some weirdo a mutant. Just ignore them like all males have been doing. It will only make them even angrier. No, it won't. I'm sorry. That's not true. The thing that makes them angriest are the grade school insults. It really does. But don't worry. It takes a significant amount to get yeeted. If I do, well, we'll just see what happens. All right. Anyway, that said, go over here. We got Gravy Donson says, finally drinking along as my 21st birthday was last week. Hey, happy birthday. Got a bottle of Single Barrel Buffalo Trace. Nice. My buddy says it's great. Now, how long till it stops tasting like turpentine? Asking for another friend. Also got a mini Glenlivet 14 to try. Well, mini bottles are always trash. Doesn't matter what's in them. The Single Barrel Buffalo Trace. This is empty, but I'm going to show you the trick to make the bottle stop tasting like turpentine. Pour your shot. Let it sit in your glass for a little bit. Get a proper glass. It really does change the taste. It's weird, but it's true. Get a proper whiskey glass. They're all different kinds and they'll all work. Don't drink it out of a plastic cup or like a regular, just a big glass. Get a Glencairn glass if you want. Anyway, put it in the glass. Slowly. Shove your nose in it. If it's mine, it'll touch the liquor, right? You'll dip it in. Smell it while it's in there. Take a moment. Take a sip. Let it sit in your mouth for a second. Let it sit on your tongue. Let it fall around your tongue. Swallow it with purpose. And then breathe out slowly. You don't have to do this with every sip. Okay? You don't. Do it with your first sip. It'll mellow the flavor. You'll start getting all of the little nuances of the whiskey. Doesn't matter if you can say what they are. You'll taste them. And then that will actually mellow out the whiskey for you. Just do it. Do it that way. If you're just putting whiskey in a glass and drinking it, it's going to taste like trash. It doesn't matter how good it is. So, start with that. And then eventually you'll develop a taste for it and it won't taste like turpentine anymore. So, all right. If you want to warp speed to blackout, get yourself a bottle of Kharkov and go to town. Next one. TLJ Screwjob says, so BHBC could file suit against Rooster Teeth and ANN on January 13th, 14th, right? I don't know. I would not expect this to happen. I know I've asked you of this before, but you've answered with Vic can do whatever he wants. Yet what's with Lemois, Kermit, Dickless talking about deterring other lawsuits? That's just part of the standard for sanctions under the TCPA. They're just trying to make the argument for an increased sanction under the TCPA is deterring other lawsuits. They're not talking about existing lawsuits. They'd be talking about any lawsuits going forward in the future. The sanctions are supposed to be reasonably calculated to deter future lawsuits that are frivolous or would fall under the TCPA. But yes, I guess he could sue ANN or Rooster Teeth on January 13th and 14th. He could actually sue them after that if they discover something new at some point in time. At this point in time, I don't know if they're planning on suing anybody else. It all depends. But the statute of limitations applies to when the act was discovered not when the act occurred. So technically, they could find something in discovery that would make them think a suit is merited. It's hard to say. Mercenary X says, wish me a happy birthday for tomorrow, please. Hey, happy birthday for tomorrow. I was born on the same day as Elvis. Also, I still get carded all the time, even though I'm older than you, Nick. Not joking. I'm actually over the hill, but lots of Alex Jones vitamins and martial arts helps. They do. They do. At least the martial arts. Alex Jones vitamins. I can't tell you, but they do. Mercenary X says, Ricky there didn't just burn the bridge with Hollywood. He hit the damn thing with napalm. The man doesn't care because he wants them all to burn, and I salute him. The man was torching them with a flamethrower. God's will was epic and the greatest troll ever. It was really a fantastic speech. Bad Vibe says, please share the link in your Twitter DM. There is a great lady in a tough spot. I appreciate any help you folks do give, and understand that after Christmas isn't ideal for giving. Well, let me find it real quick. I will share it for you, but like I said, on these GoFundMes, I don't know anything about them. So I can't speak for it, but Bad Vibe speaks for it. This is for Twyla's medical fundraiser. You guys can check it out on your own. I'm putting it in the chat. It's a Facebook-based fundraiser. So if you're not on Facebook, don't know what you can do about that. So there you go. But do go check it out if you want. No idea. I can't vouch for it. Bad Vibes vouches for it. Stars Girl Forever says, my best friend is deployed in Iraq. Pray for him. I will. Finnegan Chief says, thanks for entertainment while I'm sick with the flu. Oh, that sucks. Moist John says, low settlement for the juicy WAPO dirt CNN has. Yeah, that's really likely the outcome. Let CNN off easy as the first to settle. Get some discovery inducing stuff, get some incriminating stuff, emails between CNN and Washington Post journalists, agree to redact them or whatever, and then use those as leverage against Washington Post. Good plan. Gospel of Comics says 10-1, I'm drunker than you, Nikki. Come at me, bro. No, I would never take that bet. I'm rarely intoxicated at all. Andrew War Snowboard says, like Weird Al straight out of Linwood. Ryan A says, you don't use good Twitter? WTF is wrong with you? I assume you mean dark mode. I do on my phone. Finnegan Chief says, which is worse, Fireball, Fuyu, or America Whiskey? Fireball is the worst of everything. But God, Fuyu and America are really bad too. America is probably the worst because it costs $35. It costs the most of any of those three. Matt Schrodinger says, Fireball and a jalapeno, you foolish boomer. Ew. Adzuma99 says, hey, Nick, out of all the alcohol I've seen you have on stream, which one is your favorite? I don't know what you've seen. My favorite one was this 25-year Dalwhinnie that I got almost, that was almost 2 years ago, I think. It's gone now. Some nobody says, no part of Lemon's body is still capable of effing. Gross. DCV Titan says, I don't think you need the in Minecraft there. I mean, it's not like you told him to pull the pin first just to eat it. Well, that's true. Mr. Ryan A says, Kick Vic will say you lied about a chance Vic would lose. They can say what they want. I mean, all the live streams are there. I've suggested from the start that Vic could lose. You can always lose. I said it was the human element, the judge. Lo and behold. Cole Kiddo says, get wrecked, Greg douche. Meshikari Roos says, hey dude, can't give much thanks for all you do. Hey, thank you. Never apologize. Never apologize. All donations are appreciated very much. Never have to apologize. Elliot Keaton says, fun game. Take a shot every time hoes mad. Nope, I'd be in the hospital with alcohol poisoning. Stars Girl Forever says, I'm so glad you're on our side. Straight fire. Thanks. Some nobody says, Iran is a made-up name to honor the Yahtzees' new way. Anyway, the Yahtzees. Torakuro Hanage says, I wish I could stay for the stream. I unfortunately live in the East, so it's 1 a.m. here. I have to work in 7 hours. Need the sleep. Live, you guys. Hey, back to you, Torakuro. Hope you have a good night's rest and get some good work in tomorrow. Theropod Hunter says, do these Kickvic lunatics not realize the more they complain and have negative thoughts, the more they risk developing Alzheimer's and later in life? They probably don't realize that. Rolana1 says, so if the Kickvic side decides to bombard the court with endless supplements of their filings, that won't be received well? No. Gawker's Death Rattle says, when's Drex starting a podcast? Get him in the game. Hopefully soon. I got to talk to him about it. You know, Christmas is a busy time for all of us. So Maurice Johnson says, you and Drexel together are just the worst in the best way possible. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Heinrich Berndowski says, so far the Ukrainian passenger plane crash in Iran has been reported as accidentally shot down by Iranians. 180 passengers aboard, all dead. Wait, Iran shot down a Ukrainian plane? Jesus Christ, are they that stupid? Luminaire says, I can't believe I was so taken in by parody. Luminaire, happens to the worst of us. Schwanz Gruberman says, Mr. Rackets, could you do a quick overview of the case against Michael Theodore Miller of Taylor, Texas? He is the dude that killed a guy over a mattress. Are those is that the two like shirtless rednecks? I'll see if I can look into it. DCV Titan says, what got censored there was licking her own minge. Moist John says, they like Ellen's 12-year-old boy look. Archangel of Life says, show idea, Drexel and Q on Monday, 1:20. Why on Monday, 1:20? What's the significance? It's really hard for me to get Drexel on a show on Monday. DCV Titan says, and here comes Gervais carpet bombing the industry. Yes. Cowboy FMJ91 says, these people are just lucky George Carlin ain't around to roast them, but Ricky took up the mantle well. Some nobody says, hashtag Gervais didn't kill himself, no matter when/how he dies. Agreed. Elliot Keaton says, who ordered the exterminatus? Apparently Ricky did. Josh Calhoun says, did you hear that CNN settled with Sandman? I did. I covered it at the beginning of the stream and now again a little bit at the end. And a short video is coming out on that. Probably tomorrow. Cormoran says, bushfires this year aren't as bad as 11 years ago. Okay, I'll take your word for it. BTL Video Production says, the Independent is so far left they'd cut their right arm off just to further themselves from Trump. Might want to change the name. The Independent to Paid Off Minorities. Oh, man. Elliot Keaton says, I'm still not convinced that Australia didn't break off from hell and float up to the surface. It's supposed to be on fire. Earl Lee says, MBA had sex with his daughter. Proof on Kiwi Farms. Please let that not be true. Please let that not be true. Please let that not be true. Elliot Keaton says, ticks can make you allergic to red meat. Exterminatus win. Ticks are disgusting animals. CJ says, should cover the Girls Do Porn $13 million settlement. That's coming. Got paid to be filmed. Some return guests. Then wine vids were on the net. Jane Doe's in the court documents. Talk about Hose Mad A. So no joke. When I put up this stream titled Maidens of Questionable Virtue Aggrieved, my dad sent me a message and he says, are you going to cover the Girls Do Porn lawsuit? It's like, no, I was just saying Hose Mad. But yes, that's really interesting, as is the pending criminal case as well. But we'll be covering that sometime very soon. Bad Vibe says, in 20 years, Hanks is going to have to apologize for trans face for bosom buddies. Andrew War Snowboard says, Jeremy Clarkson should be proud of Gervais. Some nobody says, better not lay a finger on my butthole finger. Mars Ultor, I missed this. Sorry, says, Gervais is propaganda. His entire monologue was a crust of bread thrown to the normies to make them laugh at their own recognition of evil. His entire performance was designed to make us plebs happy. We can be happy at that. We actually can, though. It doesn't solve the problems, and it doesn't fully expose everything, but we can be happy at that. And we can be happy at the mad people, too. Cass Michael says, Hawaii is pronounced like Hank Hill saying, ho away, Bobby. Cass Michael says, Drexel said he's starting YouTube this month. Any news? Nope. But Drexel's on Drexel time, so it'll probably be, another month. Jay says, I made CPUs for a big tech company that uses conflict materials for a long time. They tried to tell us it was noble because they invented reasons. 20 kilowatts per chip. So you so we can watch YouTube. Rando number 9 says, looking forward to you doing Fortnite dances with me in Iran, Nick. Heinrich Berndowski says, think you missed my previous super chat. I've got it now. Rando number 9 says, preemptive Ricky didn't kill himself, just in case. Also thoughts on Nick Sandman winning. I've given my thoughts. So there you go. Asia Frazier says, Renfamous was in Star Wars. She was Jabba the Hutt. Ethan Fletcher says, I used to tweet once a month, maybe. Now I use it to watch random nobodies who think they're everything fight online over the dumbest stuff. Unbeknownst X says, say Vic wins appeals and they want to settle what happens moving forward in discovery, trial, etc. Depends on the terms of the settlement. But if like Funimation wants to settle with Vic, I assume part of that deal is going to be that their discovery doesn't happen or is locked down and sealed under a non-disclosure agreement. Who knows? Who knows? Earl Lee didn't believe it at first, but NBA did rape his daughter's best friend when she was unconscious. Oh my God. His wife knows about it too. What do you think about this? Man, I can't. That's way, that's per se defamation if I talk about that. I don't know anything about it. I'll look into it, but man, that is way out there. And I just pray to God it isn't true. Jay says ethanol is volatile and tastes awful. Goes away with water, and spit is mostly what? Little water / ice can help bad turn good. 8 a.m. here, so nighty night. You can try the water and ice thing. I'm not a big fan of water and ice and whiskey. I know other people are. Trashtown TV says, nothing to say except that I'm hoping you have a good year so far. You're having a good year so far. I am. Keep on keeping on, Rackets. God bless you and your family, buddy. Hey, back at ya. DCV Titan says, if you ask if they're that stupid, then yes. Heinrich Berndowski says, the same plane magically went off radar at 8,000 meters immediately after the takeoff and was filmed falling on fire to the ground. No official reason yet. Jeez. Luminous Path 13 says, what's your opinion of Bruichladdich? They made a Netflix documentary about it. The owner also worked at Bowmore and Suntory. I had Bruichladdich the other day. Probably saying that wrong, but I'm saying Bruichladdich. My buddy and I together put down an entire bottle. It was great. Really, really a fantastic whiskey. Not a lot of peat for an Islay whiskey, but it was very good. So there you go. It was good stuff. I'd recommend it. We had the Laddie by Bruichladdich. Bruichladdich? I'm saying Bruichladdich. All right, guys. That's what we've got for tonight. Got to get this outro playing. The outro going. Here we go. Here it is. Also, reminder that this outro was written and recorded by My Room Records. I know that he had a debate with Dame Pesos on the kill stream, so some of you may hate him, some of you may love him. He's always been a good dude to me, and he put forth this fantastic song. So there you go. Your opinion on the Dame Pesos Jarbo the Hutt controversy is yours. I'm not getting too involved in that one. I like both of those guys, so I hate when people I like fight. It's really annoying. But anyways, hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I will announce tomorrow's show as soon as I figure out what it's going to be. And other than that, come hang out on Twitch or don't. And we'll see you soon. Peace. Peace. No, dang it. God, boomered that too.
I'm in the place to provide for them there. So pour out an art bag about more love rug. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear Lost Planning tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we are now. Oh, the guests are all planet folks from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and others to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Get unemployed, so pour out a glass for the tea. Post on Twitter as we hear Lost Blaming tonight. From the white shores of Nan to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the wrong better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law